not picking up, take a quick picture. You don't have to get involved, just send it to us and we'll take care of it. All right? Because it's gonna cost, not us, it's gonna cost you, especially the dog people, a lot of money. Okay. Let me see. Picking up empty dogs. We are still looking for our covenants coordinator and administrative position / administrative position. We have someone coming in next week for an interview, so we'll let you know how that goes. Okay, I want to get into parking. Bikers, if there's any bikers here, you must obey signs. When it says stop, stop. You just can't come running around the corner. If you get hit by a car, it's on you. You never stopped. You have to obey all the signs like you're a motor vehicle. And there's no riding 2 by 2, 2 across. You have abreast and speed. You have to ride one behind the other and stick to the right. The Woolbright Wall, we're going to have a meeting of the engineering committee. We got some bids in, we have to discuss which route we'd like to take, but we're getting close to fixing it. And the big thing is please carpool when you come to the clubhouse, especially when we're paving those first 3 days. This is the sign you're gonna see. Left. With the decals. So anybody who doesn't have a decal could get towed. I'm going to read something. So on the 13th, the only lot that will be open will be the west lot because we're starting on the east side. You know what I mean? East side is with pickleball, west side is bocce. So the first 3 days, of course, this is all weather permitting. So you can imagine if you don't carpool, there's only limited spots. Once that lot is full, it's full. Everybody else is going to have to park on the circle. If you decide to ride your bike, please use the sidewalks because there's going to be a lot of machinery in the streets ripping up the pavement, the parking lot, the asphalt. Okay? If you have a bicycle or scooter or pedestrian traffic, please use the sidewalks and watch out for pedestrians if you're riding a bike. Okay, we don't want you in the street. Again, a lot of equipment is going to be in the street. So, and we apologize for any inconvenience, but this has to get done. The second 3 days, which is the 16th through the 19th, the parking lot will be closed because we have to do that area coming into the clubhouse. So there will be nobody allowed to even come in as far as using the parking lot. That will all be closed. You can still come in with a bike or walk in. So you're gonna have to park on the circle. There will be nobody allowed in the parking lot. By the way, the cafe will be closed that week. We asked them to take vacation, so there'll be less traffic coming in here. Yeah, have your games at home. Okay. I touched on everything.
Just mention that scam going around.
Yeah, go ahead, Steve.
Yes, if you haven't gotten it yet, there's a new scam going around, email. In the past week, I've probably got 7 or 8 of these coming from, supposedly from various residents that they're going to have a party or a celebration or whatever. And when you look at it, looks pretty legit. It says click here to see the invitation. The first thing it asks for is your email address. And the second thing it asks for is your email password. So do not open those emails, just mark them as spam and throw them out because the actual return address, if you look at it, is not the resident's actual return address anyway, so they get their names. So don't reply to those emails.
Thank you, Steve. Okay, Steve, financial report.
Good morning. We have total unrestricted funds of $1,527,598. Restricted funds $257,640, and those consist of the cafe and security deposits. Total reserve funds, $4,117,242. Our accounts receivable are $51,962. Our other current assets, which consist of prepaid items primarily, total $202,108. We have utility deposits of $36,322. I'm gonna contact FPL, try to get some of those reduced.
Great,
We can use the money more than they do.
I think so.
Our total assets, $602,252,872. Liabilities, we have accrued expenses of $122,932, and that represents utilities that we'll get the bills next month, but we accrue the money anyhow. We have prepaid assessments of $156,874. Security deposits of $22,900. Total liabilities, $1,222,731. Our reserves, which consist of uninsured losses, payment, and deferred maintenance, total $3,642,762. We have members' equity of $849,899, and that's our prior year surpluses and our year-to-date surplus in the budget. Our total liabilities and equity amount to $6,252,872. We have currently 5 homes for sale. We sold 9 homes in 2026. Last year at the same time, we sold 16 homes. So sales have slowed down this year. That's my report, and I'm sticking to it.
Thanks, Steve.
Thank you.
I have a question. I noticed that AR went down by around $30,000.
It
Was
went
that accounts
accounts
receivable?
receivable.
Was that because of payments or write-offs or both?
We haven't written anything off yet, so it's all payments.
Good, thank you.
And hopefully next month that'll even be lower.
Okay, excuse me. We're gonna move on to committee reports. So thank you for everybody, emergency response team. We had a drill on 6/12, June 12th, and thank everybody for participating who did. Next year, I'd like to see if we can get some homes that we can get people in like we used to do. It was run much better then, because this is way too close. Then you really get a feel for it, okay? But we are prepared for this hurricane season. And then when they tell you it's gonna be a light season, that's when you gotta worry. Okay, so the only thing on fitness, everything is going well with the classes, is that we are going to approve, hopefully, the replacement of the glass that got cracked in the aerobics room. Pickleball, there's a round robin this Sunday. It starts at 0900, we start 9 o'clock in the morning due to the heat, instead of 11, which was originally scheduled at. So there's still, I think, could be put on a waiting list if that's what you'd like to do. So the security just has to do with this, the parking, for the repaving of the parking lot. We will adhere to this strictly. If you don't have a decal on your car, don't even try to get in. Okay, just park it on the circle. There will be a dash pass sent out to like our fitness provider so they can park inside. That was already sent out to her. Let me see. So security, so you said that ABDI is changing, Steve just notified me, I didn't see this email yet. That ABDI, everybody has that on their phone to send something that gets them, they're changing it. But it may not even affect us, let's wait and see what happens, just let you know.
They're just updating their app, and not everybody's will be updated at the same time, so if yours is updated, fine, if not, don't worry about it, eventually it will be.
We won't lose our list.
I don't think so.
I hope not.
No, I don't think so.
That would be a horror for them. Tennis is going well. We do not have a pro yet, because we're still working on that claim against us. So until we get it signed, sealed, and delivered, we will not have a pickleball pro or a tennis pro. But we're ending, but into the last turn, so to speak. And, bocce, every 9 o'clock on Tuesday morning is open. So if you play bocce or you'd like to learn it, just show up at 9 o'clock and you can play with other residents and they will teach you the game. Steve, please.
All right, hello. Okay, the calendar committee had their big meeting a couple weeks ago for next year to try and make sure that all the clubs and committees fit into the calendar without conflicts. So that's been pretty much taken care of. I think everybody has submitted any problems. The rules committee, there's actually a couple things on the agenda today involving rules. And we're also still waiting. I mean, we have the sign here, but we're waiting for the security committee to give a couple like concrete rules that we can adapt into our existing rules and regs as far as the stickers and so forth. There's nothing really in there written yet. And trip and lecture, everything's fine. However, they're looking into possibly having a 6th lecture next year with Steve Friedman. We have to work out whether it can fit into the calendar, number one, and number two, whether Steve Friedman can actually come and give the lecture. Other than that, they have a number of events already planned. So that's mine.
Okay, Steve W. Thank you, Steve.
Cobra had its 45th birthday celebration earlier this month, and it was really a very nice event. It was held at Ben Menudo's. I've never seen that room so crowded. We had a table, so we were well represented. The cops program, we're still patrolling, and we're looking for members if anybody's interested in joining that program. Finance and budget met yesterday, and the general consensus is that we're in excellent financial health. Landscaping, there's an agenda item that we'll get to later, so I won't report anything now.
Thank you. Susan.
As we know, next Saturday is July 4th, and Sonny will be catering the big event that Melba has put together and has gotten the social committee involved in. They will be helping to set up, and they will be serving as well. The Sunshine Committee met this week, and we've discussed many new ways of getting the new residents involved and meeting new people. Unfortunately, a lot of them now are away for the summer, snowbirds. So in the fall, we hope to host a breakfast where we will introduce them to all the events that go on here in the community.
Also, the July 4th event, we started a wait list, and if we start getting a lot of people, we might even add more tables, just to let you know. Okay. John,
Yeah.
You're up.
Let's start with the Lakes Committee. Our Lakes Maintenance Company has been doing a superior job maintaining the lakes. It must be now apparent to anyone living in the country that controlling algae in freshwater lakes, ponds, and pools is a continuous battle when summertime arrives.
Especially if they're blue.
If you take a look at our lakes, you're likely to see some spots of floating algae that's been sprayed, killed, and drowned, but eventually it will sink to the bottom. The lake technicians have also been spraying the weed growing in shallow waters, the lake on a monthly basis. As Alan mentioned, the engineering committee is looking at the wall on the wall right side. In addition, we're starting again to look at the walking path to see solutions because the issue involves the roots, the roof areas of the trees. The Communications Committee continues to publish its monthly VP Highlight newsletter following each board meeting. I'd also like to make a public service announcement about the website, particularly the residence directory. To me, that's one of the most important online features of that website, particularly if you're getting a text from somebody and it's only a number, a known number, you can look it up on the reverse directory in the website. So it's very important that you don't know who this person is, check that number, and then you can put that person in as a contact. In the future, that person's name will come up. So, thanks.
John, just one, I'm sorry, go ahead.
John, I just wanted to know, about the point you made at the beginning of the lakes report. You said the lakes are superior.
That's our company.
Yeah, that's our company.
I just wanted to say, the survey that we sent out, is there a deadline?
Yes, then, matter of fact, Steve, we'll talk about the communication.
Hot wire stuff.
Let's go through everybody and then we'll come back to that. How's that? All right. You done, John?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, great. Ed, you're up. Thank you.
Thank you. Entertainment. We've had a very good entertainment season. Our final event, which is our last cabaret, is going to be October 10th. This is a pianist named Hyperion Knight, who we had the pleasure of actually seeing on a celebrity cruise ship last year. He is extremely entertaining. He not only plays classics, but he plays modern music as well, and I highly recommend seeing him. As of the last report that I have, in addition to the 57 or 58 people who bought season tickets for both cabarets, only 8 additional tickets have been sold so far for the October 10th cabaret. So I highly recommend, if you want an entertaining evening, and it's just $30 if you didn't buy the season ticket, it should be an outstanding performance. I believe we have, no pending grievances, no work for the grievance committee to do, and Susan has already reported on social. So that's it for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Ed. Larry, you're up.
So the Architectural Review Committee has been meeting every 2 weeks and doing a great job, in my opinion. In fact, there are a number of the members of the ARC here today. If you're a member of the ARC, would you stand up, please? Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you for all your hard work.
That's it. Okay. So right now, we're gonna open the floor.
Let me do the update.
Oh, do the update, sorry, Steve, you're right. I'm ahead of myself.
We sent out a survey for hot wiring. We've gotten quite a few comments. We're in the process of evaluating them. It's not too late to submit a comment or a question or a concern. There's still what's the deadline on that, the 30th tomorrow. So they'll be evaluated, they'll be discussed with hot wire, and hopefully some of the issues that you've been complaining about will be resolved. So we figured that the best way to find out what all the issues are, rather than just listening to rumors, is to actually question you, let you submit your problems. So thank you those who participated. Those who haven't, it's not too late. Thank you again.
Steve, are you seeing any sort of pattern with the complaints?
No, not really. I mean, there are a lot of little issues. I guess we're fortunate because we haven't experienced any of the problems or issues that people have been complaining about.
Okay.
So we did some of them during the beta test, but hopefully, I thought they were all resolved. Hopefully they will be.
I've looked at some of them, I would say it would be operator error, or people just maybe don't know how to use the remote. Other ones are legitimate issues where the signal just disappears on their own. So those particular technical issues we need to review with hotwire. So some of them are operator hours where you just need to be informed, and people are a little disappointed because they don't like change, but some are legitimate issues with Hotwire.
Great. Thank you. And just to let you know that Hotwire has removed their containers and dumpster from the property. That's why we're able to pave in July and not August. Because originally they said they wouldn't be out of here till sometime in July. So we're moving that up a month, which is great. Okay. We're opening up the floor now regarding agenda items only. Anybody? Don't all rush up at once. Is that on, Rick?
Good morning.
No, get a little close.
It may not be on.
Hello?
No, it's not on. Christine will turn it on for you.
No, I think John.
It's all right, I can talk about it.
Okay.
Hello? Hello?
Yeah, that's good.
Just a question about ABDI. When they do the new, it's not gonna do anything for customers that you have supposedly, right?
That should
Okay.
be.
We're hoping not, but if there is, we'll take care of it.
Well, you have to rebuild your own then, right?
Yeah, well, I don't think they're gonna have a change, because think about that, they have millions of people
No, I
on that
agree.
app.
But I've seen that happen in the past.
Okay.
Actually,
Other apps.
An idea might be, when you get the message to update, before you update, take a screenshot or two of your list of names, just in case.
Okay, thank you.
Good idea, Skip.
Morning, I just need you to clarify.
It's on.
It's on. As according to what you said, after June 30th, as of now, we will not have a pro for tennis.
As of today, there are no pros, and there won't be, well, we are not talking to Perry about hiring anybody until this whole situation is taken care of.
Okay, and Perry's contract, I understand, ends the end of June.
Yeah, we'll just extend it. It's not a problem.
So Perry will be here
Yes,
until we get an actual pro.
that's correct.
Thank you.
Just give it to.
Go back to John.
Okay.
You can't take it home.
Okay, moving on. We'll move on to new business, because there's no old business. I, Alan Kane, move to approve the quote from A Christian Glass to replace the damaged mirror panel in the aerobic studio for the amount of $1,480.
I just have a question.
Yes.
How did it get broken?
Well, Ed, this is actually the second one we're replacing. I think the ground is settling a little bit, and they just crashed because of the wall. It's right where the handle is for the bar,
Okay,
so,
thank you.
yeah, I don't think anybody hit it.
No.
Okay. Michelle?
Any other questions?
I think it goes, well, no, go ahead.
All those in favor, please?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. So moved.
I, Steve Wolfberg, move to approve the quote from Greenscape Design to perform landscape enhancement on Castlegate Boulevard. Planned installation to include 201-gallon Actinia Baby Sunrose variegated and 151-gallon Creeping 7. The vendor is Greenscape Design, and the total amount is $4,200. The purpose behind this is to reduce the amount of mulch, to make the mulch pits much smaller. The amount spent on the plants will, in the long run, save us a lot of money. and they're a lot more attractive than the mulch.
Are they flowering plants?
Yeah,
So,
I mean, it's not just greens.
it's green, it's.
I noticed in the minutes of the landscaping committee that some subcommittee of the landscape committee was involved in this selection.
That's correct. They're basically native plants. So it'll look a lot more natural and much improved over the existing mulch.
Thank you.
Do you have a picture of it?
You can look at a picture online.
Okay.
I don't have the pictures with me. I'd be happy to give you the names of the plants so you can look.
Just spell. It's on the thing here. It's on the.
Yeah, they can look it up.
It's very easy. Just go to Google and type in the name of the plant. It'll come up.
Any additional questions from the board? All those in favor? Any opposed? So moved.
Okay, moving on. By Alan Kane, move to approve the quote from Raider Ruta to clean out all the storm drains within the community in preparation for hurricane season in the amount of $32,725.
Second.
Question, I noticed that work is being done on the storm drains now.
Yeah.
Has this work already started?
It started already.
So is this a ratification of a prior unanimous decision?
No, I think, wait, are you talking about guys who spraying?
No, they're pressure washing.
Pressure wash, yeah. I haven't seen the drain. I know the pressure wash.
They just started this week.
Okay, so just so we're compliant, is this a ratification of a prior unanimous decision, or is this an independent new project?
This is, no, I don't think it's a ratification. I think
Okay.
they just started early.
Okay.
Then they're gonna do all of them.
They're gonna do all of, we used to do half at a time, but Raider Ruta was so close to what we paid for half, we decided to just have them all done.
Any further questions? All those in favor, please?
Aye.
Any opposed? So moved.
All right, next, I, Steve Meltz, move to approve the quote from Bill York to replace the drain pan and dryer on air conditioning unit number 6 in the amount of $1,794.
I'll say.
Where is your stamp?
Routine maintenance.
Must be the clubhouse.
Steve, maybe for full disclosure, as I read this, part of the total project is covered by warranty. This is for the portion of it that's outside the
Material.
warranty.
Material.
Any further comment or questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So moved.
All right. Again. Okay. Okay.
Thanks.
All right. Okay, I, Steve Meltz, move to revise the ARC guidelines to allow owners the option to install replacement windows without grids.
I'll second it. Discussion? Sorry.
I have an amendment to propose. The way this motion is written, this would only apply to people who are replacing their windows.
Okay, yes.
If in fact the front-facing window grids are removable, I would ask to modify the motion to include in the option given to the homeowners that they can remove them if
Yeah,
they
just
wish.
change, then we should change the language to allow owners the option to install or remove grids.
Yes.
Thank you.
As I previously advised the board and staff, I am vociferously opposed to this item on the agenda
Speak up.
at all, as well as any vote on it, as I advised those people, and I now advise the audience that the ARC was not consulted. Nobody on the ARC knew anything about it. And the ARC, a month ago, voted unanimously to maintain the grid requirement. So, I'm mystified.
Well, I have a question. On that vote, the unanimous vote, was that a vote in general, or was that a vote for a specific homeowner?
In general,
Then they were consulted and they had a chance to discuss it. And we just to give some background, in the past couple months, we've had at least 3, possibly 4 people that are getting new windows. And, excuse me, the trend is all new Valencias, none of them have grids. It's much more updated looking. And these people, what we advise them to do is wait until today's meeting, if they could, before installing those windows. They were rejected, I guess properly, if you read the language in the ARC manual and in our documents. However, the language is a little bit, it's more subjective language than objective language. So that's why we had this, we put it on so these homeowners can hear the results of the vote and then go ahead accordingly. And there's already 6 or 7, there's already 7 homes in the community that do not have front window grids. And I don't know how, when, where, or why the ARC should have picked that up at some point in time, either when the initial installation was done. So it's already here. And in my opinion, to forbid them at this point is selective enforcement.
I have 2 points to make. First of all, I note that the minutes of the June 1, 2026 ARC meeting state brief discussion of grids in front windows. They are required as stipulated in our current rules. I challenge anyone to cite me to a specific provision in our rules that even mentions grids. The fact of the matter is, when GL built these homes, they included grids in all of the front windows. It went along with what I will call Tuscan, or really, it's the Spanish version of Tuscan look that was the theme for this entire community. When we renovated the clubhouse, one of the main objectives that we accomplished was to de-Tuscanize, to make more contemporary this clubhouse. We are aware that at Valencia Reserve in particular, a number of years ago, they revised what had been their requirement to maintain grids in the front windows and allowed the homeowners the option of removing them or replacing them if they wanted to with windows without grids. And the result has been an improvement in the contemporary look of the community as a whole, very similar to what happened with the metal roofs. We never had the opportunity to say no to metal roofs because the Florida legislature took away the power not only of architectural review committees, but of HOAs in general to prohibit metal roofs. So we have no choice. We have a few metal roofs on houses in the community, and frankly, I think it improves the appearance of the community. It makes it look like less of a cookie cutter development and more of a contemporary community. I will also refer you to, I believe it was Boca Woods, which is a country club community, not a high-end, a lower-end country club community, where they permitted metal roofs many, many years ago. And as you drive through Boca Woods, you'll see quite a mixture of houses with roofs like our original tile roofs, as well as houses with metal roofs. I think that it adds to the more contemporary look of the community and improves property values. My concern is that if we blindly adhere to what the developer stuck us with respect to the grids, with there, in my opinion, being no rule that specifically requires that we maintain grids in the front windows, I strongly support this motion. We can't really do it today because what we're really doing is a rule change. We would be changing the ARC manual, which is a set of rules, and only the board has the authority to change the rules. But there is a procedure we have to go through, giving the community 2-week notice.
I think we should go ahead because we have now these people on hold with construction projects, so. You can address that.
I'm just
Just tell
I'm
me.
focusing on making sure that what we do is done in a procedurally correct way so that it's not subject to attack. I support this motion. I had, with respect to the input of the ARC, I had actually suggested to one of the members who's a close personal friend that the ARC discuss the concept of perhaps permitting the removal or replacement of grids in the front windows. I do not know, but I suspect that's what led to the discussion on June 1. I was not at that meeting. I was preparing for surgery that day. I respect that the committee has expressed their opinion, but the sole rulemaking authority in an HOA is with the board of directors, not with the ARC. So I support the motion as amended. I think passing the motion will enhance our property values. Rejecting the motion would threaten to reduce our property values. And I think that the only standard that we go by is what is in the best long-range interest of the community as a whole. And I think that the motion achieves that.
Thank you, Ed. I want to just run the revised language past here. So I would say move to revise the ARC guidelines to allow owners the option to install replacement windows without grids or remove the existing grids.
I'd like to table this motion. I'd like more input from the ARC. If they just recently voted unanimously to maintain the grids, I'd like to find out why they did that.
Yeah, I would like an answer to the question of where in our governing documents is there a requirement for grids? I believe there is none.
I would also like to respect the committee. They do a lot of good work. We should give them the option of at least explaining why they said it and find out the details of where they came up with their rule.
They don't issue.
Well, let's find out. But I think the committee obviously addressed it. They have an issue. We should understand what they were talking about.
I totally agree. This is a very hard-working and vital committee. This is not intended as a knock on the committee. It's intended, however, to exercise the responsibility that we as a board have to make and revise rules as necessary for the long-term interests of the community.
So, Larry, can you answer that, or you have a member here that can answer that?
I can answer some of that. I personally don't care whether there are grids in the front windows. We just put in new windows and they have grids. If we were doing it over again, maybe we wouldn't put on grids. What frosts me is the lack of procedure being followed by nobody around this table ever thought it was advisable to contact the committee in advance and solicit feedback.
I did exactly that. I did exactly that.
I had to say that at the last meeting, we discussed
Was
it.
a discussion.
There was a whole discussion on it. It's in the minutes. There was a whole discussion.
I joined Mr. Wolfberg's motion to table, which
Okay,
according to
well,
rules takes precedence.
then what do we tell the homeowners that we're withholding construction? I would say we should allow them to go ahead.
Why?
Because there's already 7 homes. There's no rule about it.
There's no rule anyway.
None. There's nothing that says grids are allowed or disallowed. It says in the ARC manual that windows must match the existing windows. Replacement windows must match. Well, let me ask you this. There are some model homes here, one of which has no grids right now, that have only one large front window, okay? Let's imagine that the storm smashes their front window and they now have to replace it. Well, what are the existing windows now? No grids. So it's a poorly written, subjective, it's a subjective rule, it's not objective. And there is no rule. It doesn't mention the grids.
Okay, well, with that being said, any further discussion? No, yeah. Okay, so we first of all,
Come up, yes, please. He's on
Sorry.
the committee. Let him speak.
Give them a mic.
I'm Mark Comfort,
Talking.
member of the ARC.
We can't hear.
Our chairman, Stuart Boxman,
Speak directly, just the not the side.
now, our chairman, Stuart Boxman, cannot be here today, so I'm speaking for our committee. We discussed this.
Closer to you now, sorry.
That's about as close as it can get. Okay.
Yeah.
Our chairman, Stuart Boxman, cannot be here tonight. And you're completely correct that there was no specific regulation. The ARC has to make many decisions when there aren't specific regulations. You could not put up a red barn door on your garage tomorrow. There's no regulation against red barn doors, and I like red barn doors, but you can't do it. Or at least the ARC would not permit it. We discussed this. I am very disturbed that this is on the agenda without our continued discussion, knowing that this would be here, so you present an intelligent replacement. If you want to know the thinking behind our decision, we felt that the homes would not look appropriate without it. If you look at this door, you will see there is trim. You could have a plain plywood flat door with plain paint. It would be an accessible door, it would be a functional door, but it wouldn't look right. The room would look a little bit more like the VFW meeting hall. Not all progress is always good. I'm sure there are at least 6 homes or 6 people in the room who think that this carpet is beautiful. I'm sorry, I don't. De gustibus non est res despicandum. When it comes to taste, there is no discussion, and that's a problem.
Yes.
There are not that many things that 7 people on the committee were firmly in favor of, but this was one. The house would look empty. It would look like a face without eyebrows. That's our opinion. May not be your opinion, but that was the majority opinion. I would ask that you table this because we would like to be able to present a more intelligent answer than I've been giving you, so that you can make the appropriate decision.
Okay, well, one of the things you said was, they don't look good, so on and so forth. The decisions that the ARC makes are supposed to be objective standards. As outlined, they have to support what's in the governing docs and the rules. They can't be personal preferences. That's the problem.
I will retranslate de gustibus as non disputandum. You cannot
Well, there's
dispute
also a
the case.
reductio ad absurdum.
There is no objective decision. If there were, this carpet would not be here. I don't know how further to explain it to
It's
you.
bad analogy. It's not a good analogy.
Then there is no reason to ever have an ARC or even a board. Just have one management person make all decisions.
That's facetious.
Well, that's exactly correct. That is ridiculous.
I'm telling you, are you resigning from the ARC?
I'm sorry.
Point of
That's not a
order.
board.
All right.
Point of order.
I think that I presented the ARC opinion as well as I could, which is not very good. You can get a better one when we have the opportunity to present a thoughtful response. That's all that I can say. As a result, there is no emergency in replacing windows. If there is, I'm sure we would consider it the same way
Well,
that
there
we
are
consider.
at least, what, 3 people? We have 3 or 4? 3 people right now that we put on hold because of this.
Well, that's why they're on hold, because it wasn't thoughtful, well thought out rather on our part and on yours. If there's an emergency, we would consider it the same way that we have allowed trees to be cut down because they're
Point of
decaying.
order. Point of order. We're getting off topic, so if we could just bring this back, I'm gonna ask for the board to, make a motion to rescind or table the original amendment, please.
We have another time.
Mr. Stein would like to say something.
Yep.
Come on up, Phil.
You could just give it.
This has nothing to do about that.
That's all we're talking
This
about.
has to- What they're discussing, committees do not pass anything. Their charter is to recommend to the board. The board does not have to accept, deny, or even listen to the committees. Period.
Respect. I'd just like to say one thing. I highly value and respect the committee, the ARC, each of its members, and the incredibly hard work that they, and long hours that they put in. This is not personal against any of them. I value them all. And frankly, if we didn't have the ARC, it would make it much more difficult to maintain the appearance of our community. And they go above and beyond. And do not take my comments or my position on grids as any negative statement on the committee or its work. Secondly, I support the motion to table. I'm guided again by what I believe are in the long-term best interests of the community. And I don't think that 3 or 4 homeowners pending applications to replace the windows, one of whom is a friend of mine who doesn't care if he has to include grids in his windows and is probably going forward with his project anyway, okay? But I want to give the committee an opportunity to communicate, to meet and to communicate more. When you do so, I ask that you specifically look at, it was either the 2020, it was within the last 3 years, the Florida legislature amended Chapter 720 as it relates to architectural review committees and inserted requirements that the committee must comply with when they reject an application that's brought before them. And it's that amendment that required that there be objective rather than subjective standards, and a denial must now include a written reference to the specific community rule that the proposed improvement would violate. So Steve Meltz is not just pulling something out of thin air when he talks about the necessity of having objective standards rather than subjective standards. And frankly, a lot of what the ARC committee has done, and in my view has done properly in the past, has involved subjective judgment. The legislature seems to have taken away the right of an ARC to exercise subjective judgment.
That's 2025.
So please take a look at that amendment, and I think it'll give you a better understanding of our level of concern. Because if we lose the right to enforce our rules, then there will be no rules, and you'll wind up with a hodgepodge, not of houses without grids, but of purple polka dotted houses and chartreuse houses, and we need to avoid that for the good of the community.
Ed, I appreciate what you said. I agree with you completely. I think our committee is going to need adequate legal advice. We are coming up with a new painting season. We can establish a palette of beige colors, and you're gonna have to be able to tell me how we can objectively choose one beige color over another, and I don't know how we can do it.
You just pick it, because once you make that decision and you say, this is the color palette, pick from the palette within 2 or 3 shades of your existing house, then you have an objective standard. Does the proposed color that a homeowner wants to paint his house comply with the palette or not? And that's absolutely
Right, we're
fine.
moving a little off topic here. Can I ask you a question though, Ed?
Sure.
If the application was denied, where's the rule that says whether they deny it under?
I doubt that we can comply with the 2025 amendment in denying these applications without the ability to point to a specific objective rule.
No window application has been denied. There's been, I guess, Julie could testify, there's a barrage, a bombardment of communications from
One.
one homeowner.
But there is another one that's also definitely on hold, and one, like Ed said,
And you
probably
say,
going ahead because he didn't care.
you don't like grids, put in windows with removable grids, and if the rule ever changes, you can take them down.
But some of the hurricane windows don't give them that option.
So, but not all, I mean, I just went through this.
Some of them, the grids are embedded within
the glass.
The interior.
That's what I have.
Right.
Linda, go ahead, you'd like to say something?
I think we're wasting everybody's time because when we had our beautiful metal roof put on the clubhouse, we said that people, in replacing their roofs, can put metal roofs on. To me, whether you buy it, if you're replacing your windows, doesn't matter if you like to have grids on it, because that's what you had before, or you prefer not to have grids. That's changing the look, just like when you re-landscaping, everybody gets rid of the maple trees and the oak trees and put other hardwoods. I think just changing and keeping our community more modern, and I think we're wasting a lot of time, and let's get on with the agenda.
Uniformity.
Careful.
Just give it to Christine.
That's, now I know how they get dentist. Now I know how they get dentist. All right, so we're going to.
Okay, so you have a motion on the table.
You guys want to table it?
The motion,
Is there-
is a motion to table.
Is there, no, the motion has not been made to table.
Yes,
But-
yes,
Steve
made
made
the motion.
Ed basically seconded by saying the same thing.
Apologies, I did.
Yeah, Steve made the motion and seconded, right?
Okay,
Right, okay.
all right. So we have a motion to table this discussion. It has been seconded. All those in favor?
Okay, I'm gonna table it, but okay, we lost.
All those opposed? I need a
Three of
vote.
us. Yeah. Four opposed. Okay, 4 to 0.
another thing that I'm doing, and this came up, again, because of wonderful 7/20/2025. They now have a requirement that we have certain items in our rules. So in order to be compliant, we have this. I, Steve Meltz, move to add the following under our general rules. In Florida Statute 720-303.4, entitled Official Records, all HOAs are required to retain all official records for a minimum of 7 years. Under 720-303.4B1 and B2, HOAs are also required to maintain a website that can be accessed by residents using mobile devices. The specific documents can be accessed at, and then I give the link. And we already comply with that, but we have to state that we're complying with it in our rules and regulations. And one other thing, we have to change the link on our website under documents, our general, to match the link here. It goes to 2024, not 2025.
Okay.
So
I second the motion.
thank you, guys.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So moved.
Okay, moving on. I, Alan Kane, move to approve the quote from ATI for the replacement of entry gate swing arms and barrier motor at the Hagen Ranch and Woolbright entrances for the amount of $2,928.70.
Second.
Any discussion on this? They're just getting old.
Will these be on our warranty system that we have with them?
No.
Don't we have warranty?
We get 10% off.
But don't we have a maintenance contract with them? Okay.
And through their investigation going through the community, this is what they found.
And they will be listed in the warranty.
This will be under warranty, as when they replace it, yeah.
Sorry, Chris. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So moved.
Thank you. Any new business? Ladies or gents at this table? Okay. Doing well. For anybody in the audience have anything to say? We're open for 30 minutes, 3 minutes each.
Okay, Linda Levine from Greenport Cove. Many of you remember that I would come and talk about the ficus that is, on Greenport Cove between the back-to-back houses and how they never trim them. It's a common area, and they don't do it when they come and do the pods because according to Desiree, they do it when they do the common areas around Castlegate. Well, they haven't been doing it, and I spoke to Michelle and she's working on it. However, I just want to share a picture. I'm 5 feet tall, and the ficus that's supposed to be 8 feet are over 10 feet now.
The ones in the back.
The ones in the back, the others are my pool things, shrubs. Okay? The point that I want to mention in addition, Michelle is taking care of that for me, but I was also told that when they were changing the plantings around Castlegate from the ficus to those new lovely leafier bushes, that common area between, and the houses on Greenport and Spring, Springville, excuse me, were also going to be changed because they're in the same thing. But so my question is since they haven't cut them, okay, maybe they should just remove them and replace them with the same bushes that are around Castlegate and do something, because this is going to be forever.
But I don't know who told you that they were gonna be replaced, but that was never part of the plan.
Well, it was considered the same time, even if they're not replaced. My shrubs hide the bottom that don't have any leaves. But they're not being trimmed, and someone has to straighten out whether when they do the trimming in the pod, or when they do the trimming around Castlegate, when these common areas, I don't know about the Springville people, but on Greenport Cove, they don't do it.
You have to get taller.
You'll have to-
We'll bring it up here, like next landscape, not
Well,
landscape.
no, Michelle is taking care of it, but, you know, so it's not gonna get replaced, okay.
Good morning. I'd like to thank the board for the opportunity to address this issue. Welcome, Michelle. Last week,
State your name for the.
Sandy Barber, Skyland Pointe. The week before last, Green Space came out to perform the hard pruning on my landscaping. We have a large area of Saluum philodendron that were cut back to an unsightly mess. I got a hold of assistant supervisor who informed me that this is how they are trained and it was consistent with the guidelines. Here's some photos of what the mess looked like that they left me, and I find it hard to believe that this was consistent with the guidelines. The second sheet shows the after my private landscaper came and cleaned up the mess, which I would think is how it should have looked when Greenscape was finished. Anyway, I wrote to the office along with the photos and received a timely response. Thank you, Julie. However, there were some problems with that response. I was told again that this is consistent with the guidelines. I was also informed that I could put out red reflectors to designate do not touch areas. I was also told that I could hire a private landscaper if I wasn't happy. The problem is that the HOA website guidelines are from Top Cut. They are not from Green Space, so how is one to know what the guidelines are? Number two, red reflectors are great, but how do you know when to put them out? The landscape calendar is not up to date. I looked this morning and it's the May calendar. So how is a resident supposed to know when they should put out their red reflectors, or we can leave them out 365 days a year and have them as unsightly as grids or no grids. So based on this experience, I'd like to make the following recommendations. Number one.
Did someone else clean that up, you said, Sandy?
My private landscaper.
I agree with that.
I had to pay for a private landscaper to clean up the mess. The landscape calendar, number one, the landscape calendar would be posted timely so we know when to put out reflectors and to prepare for them cutting. Number two, residents need to be notified before pruning and the hard cut via a blast email to the pod residents. Number three, landscape guidelines to reflect the green space contract and not Top Cut. Here's a copy of the recommendations. Thank you.
Sandy, I think that you can put a sticker on the back of your mailbox.
That sticker would mean you've opted out completely. I have not opted out completely. I was private to enhance what Green Space has done, and I think if you come by my house, you'll see it's very enhanced.
Oh, I know that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. And this is Hansel.
Thanks. Joan Power Richfield Way. First of all, I'd like to ask the board why we're having meetings at 10 o'clock in the morning. If you want the new people who have moved in, and many of them work during the day, why you are ignoring them. We are no longer having YouTube presentations so that they can look at it at a later date. We should have meetings at 7 o'clock at night. We talked about a lot of things at the coffee chat. And one of the things that I brought up is that you're absolutely excluding the people that work during the day. We should have lights at the pool because they want to use the facilities at night. Yes, during the summer they can use the facilities, But at night, they're, in the wintertime, it's at 5:30 at night, it's dark. And they can't use the facilities. They can't use pickleball, they can't use bocce, they can't use the pool. If you continue to do this, you will not have young people wanting to move to this community. And I don't care what the price of that house is.
We are recording the meeting,
We are
and it will
recording.
be uploaded
And
to the
we-
website and YouTube.
Right.
And we also decided to split the meetings. There's going to be some meetings are going to be in the morning, some meetings are going to be in the evening.
Well, you also want, excuse me, Steve, Alan also said that he wants to have a breakfast for the new people. Don't have a breakfast, have a cocktail party, so they can, after work, they can come. People are not gonna come, take off from work to come to a breakfast for the HOA.
We do it Saturday.
The breakfast for the new residents is on a Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday.
They come. Okay.
I second that.
We don't have cocktail parties because we don't want the staff getting drunk. I'm kidding. Just one. And then one more. Go ahead, Charlie.
Larry Knightish, Great Falls Circle. I was advised by Michelle to bring my problem to the board. Several weeks ago, the day after the landscape company did their thing, my significant other noticed that in the front of our house, against the house, where there had been a full continuous hedge, several of the hedges were missing. They had disappeared, coincidentally, to the landscaper being there. I brought it to her attention while we were leaving for a short cruise, and when we got back this weekend, we saw Michelle. She sent out the supervisors, and the head person came to my house, said, "Oh, could not have been us. My people are paid to remove things. It must have been the landscapers coming to your home by mistake." We all know that landscapers have to tell the guards where they're going and the address, etc. And for a landscaper to mistakenly do work at somebody else's house when they know they continuously do landscaping work at the homes they're contracted is somewhat improbable. I thought his response to me was somewhat arrogant, and had he been a little bit more pleasanter and said, "No, I don't think it's possible, but I will ask my landscaping crew, is maybe they made a mistake and took some plants away," but he did not say that, and I didn't think of it at the time to ask him to do that. I'm kind of perplexed as to why this has happened. I don't think the office with the new management team in place has a history of maybe other incidents of plants disappearing. Nor do I know if the board has ever heard anybody else say that. But I'm in a quandary as to why this has happened, and I do not like the response the landscaping team has given me. Thank you. Oh, another thing, regarding the Saturday parties and the meeting with the board, I enjoy going to synagogue on Saturday mornings, and I presume some other residents do, and I would suggest that maybe one of your board meetings, more boards get together with residents, being on a different day, the Chads come on a different morning other than Saturday. Thank you.
Excuse me, before you go, where on Great Falls are you?
7155.
Whose house did you buy?
I don't remember, I was in Rainwood Terrace before that, so.
71, okay, thank you. I'm a neighbor, but I don't recognize you. I'm at 77046.
We cruise a lot.
Good for you. Can I say something?
Yes,
Okay, thank you, Larry.
Everyone, I just wanted you to know that what I'm doing today is recording it, so we don't have any interruptions from the feed. So this will be a direct upload, so everybody will have access to YouTube, and there won't be any interruptions. So we are thinking about residents, and we appreciate your input.
Wasn't there an email saying that there would be no YouTube today?
It's not a live stream.
It's not a live stream.
It's
That's why I'm
being
saying
recorded.
and then we will upload. So some of the lectures too will be available for residents that are up north and in other places. So we're trying to.
Are you going to send out an email?
Yes, of course. Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Hi, Janet Calvato, Twin Falls Drive. I'm fairly new in the neighborhood.
Hold the mic to your mouth.
I'm sorry. So I noticed I'm a walker and a runner, and you mentioned something about the sidewalks with the blueberries or something, that you were gonna clean it up, something with the sidewalks, right? Wasn't that on the agenda? No? Oh, the walkways. All right, with this.
Taking up the walking paths eventually, the problem is we have major roots, major trees in the root area. Until we can get that resolved, we're not gonna spend money on the walking path.
No, that was my question, with all the roots and everything.
It's on the agenda.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
We're very good about receiving texts when the gates are not working. I would like to also get texts, for instance, if the irrigation system is not working, because I understand it was down for quite a while and they're working on it now. But for those of us who don't typically take our hoses out and water our lawns, and a lot of other people have a lot of brown spots. I'm sure that we would be willing to help ourselves if we knew that the system was not working. So we would appreciate a heads up for that issue as well. Thank you.
Okay. Anyone else? Okay, great, thank you. Next board meeting is going to be on Thursday, July 23rd. We will send out an email. Jeremy? Motion to adjourn. Steve, second. Thanks, everybody.
July.